All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below so that you can follow along. All right, here we are in the QBO gym, and the QBO gym is just a set of numerous exercises that help simulate real life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. And every single month, we come out with a new set of exercises that are broken down into 4 different categories, and within each category are those exercises. So today we are going to be finishing up the July warm up section. At the top here is a video giving you a heads up about what's going on in Craig's world that month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive quiz to test your knowledge on what you just watched. And then further down are all of the warm-up exercises. So we are going to finish up strong in this section and practice processing bank feed transactions. We are going to be using the sample company. This is where we always work. If you have not completed the first exercises in the warm-up section, go ahead and do those now. You can click on the link above to get there. These exercises build on each other, so you have to start with the first one before you get down to this way. So if you haven't done it, go do that first and then come back to this one. Okay, so our scenario today is after you have input all the sales and expense transactions, it's time to process bank feeds. This means comparing what went into the bank and what out of the bank, and then making sure there is a correct record of it in QBO. So to get started, we are going to, on the left nav bar, click on banking and then click on banking again. So here I am in the sample company. This is the same session of the sample company I have been using for all of these warm-up exercises. This is the previous page from the last exercise, so that's why it looks this way. So again, we are going to go to banking, highlight over it, and then click on banking. All right. If you get a pop-up here, it's very possible for the first time using this section that you may get it. If you do, just go ahead and click out of it. If you don't, no worries. In a real life scenario, you would want to double check to make sure that what QBO thinks is a match is actually matched correctly to the QBO transactions. Since you are the one that entered the transactions in the first place, you can usually do this fairly easily with just a quick glance. And for this exercise, we're just going to assume that all of the matches are correct. So to begin, we're going to, in the All Transactions dropdown, select Potential Match. So here where it says All Transactions, click on that, and you will click on Potential Match. And all of the ones that are potential matches will show up here. There are a couple of transactions, though, that have multiple matches, so we're going to look at those first. The first one is the one for Pam. So as you can see here, it says 2 matches found. Go ahead and click on this, and you will see that there are 2 different ones here. They're both showing for $75, but they have 2 different dates. Because what happens is that QBO is searching by amount. They're not necessarily looking at the date. So we have those 2 options, and we are going to match the one where the dates are matching. So you see here, this date is matching this date, so we know that this is the correct one. Go ahead and click the green match button, and now it has been matched. Next, we're going to look at the squeaky clean car wash transaction because, again, it has 2 potential matches found. When you look at them, you will notice that the 2 transactions are different types and transaction dates. So we're going to select the one that matches the date of the bank feed. So let me scroll down. Here is squeaky clean. Go ahead and click into it. And here are the 2, they are the exact same amount for the same vendor. They just have 2 different dates. We are going to match the date that's here with the date that's here. So go ahead and click on the green match button. And now it has been matched. In a real life scenario, you may want to go back and investigate what that other transaction was later, but we won't do it for this exercise. Now you should only have single matches that are left, so we are going to accept them in batch. You're going to click on the checkbox at the top of the column and select all the transactions, and then in the black bar that appears, click Accept. So I'm going to scroll back up here to the top. This button right here, if you hit that, it'll select all. And if you want to just do a quick look and make sure it all says one match found, which it is showing that way, you can go ahead and click on the black Accept button. And there you go. We are going to, there are no more matched ones on that list as you saw, so we're going to clear out that filter by clicking on the X for potential match, which is right here. Here's that potential match. That was the filter we were using before. Go ahead and click on the X, and you will see that there are 5 transactions that we still need to look at. Of the remaining transactions, Books by Bessie requires some investigation, so you're just going to leave that one as is for now and ask Craig about it later. Then you will see that there are 3 transactions for A rental. You recall from past experience that Ellis Equipment Rental changed their name a while back, and this is how they are still showing up on bank transactions. But there is a problem. First, the bank is showing a deposit of $200 and a withdrawal of $1,200. Craig didn't say anything about these things, so you're just going to have to ask him about this one as well. But the last transactions, the last 2, you know that you entered them. So why aren't they matching automatically with QBO? Well, when QBO is searching, it is searching for records about 90 days prior and 10 days after the bank transaction date. Because the dates in the sample company are constantly changing, they are not going to match the date of the transactions that we had entered previously. So to get this match, we're going to change the date of the previously entered transactions to the date of the transaction that is appearing on this bank feed. So we're going to walk through how we will do this. First, we need to take note of the bank fee transaction dates for these particular transactions. So the ones that we were talking about is this one that says A rental and Hicks hardware. This is the $800 one and the $24.38 that we did on a previous exercise in this section. So here are the dates here. I'm going to actually write them down because I need the little reminder. Feel free to do the same thing right now. So for A rental or Ellis, the date is 7/18, and then for Hicks, it is 6/27. So to locate these transactions, they are both expenses. We are going to click on the left nav bar and click expenses, and you will see these expenses appear at the top of the list. So just click on expenses. If you highlight over expenses and then click on expenses, it is these 2 right here. Okay, so we are first going to do the Ellis Equipment. So we're going to click on the View and Edit button. So here is Ellis Equipment. Go ahead and click on that View Edit button, and the expense that we previously did appears. So we are going to go ahead and change the payment date and then save and close. So the payment date for Ellis we said was 7/18, and just know that your dates may be slightly different than what I am putting right here. Write down the dates that are corresponding for you because, like I said, the sample company is constantly changing their dates. So whatever you wrote down specifically for Ellis, you're going to put here, and then for Hicks, we're going to go ahead and do that one next. So just know that my date here may be different depending on when you're watching this video and practicing. It may be different than what I have here. But once you put in that date that was on the bank feed that you previously saw, you're going to go ahead and click on the green Save and Close button. Okay, and that date has been changed. I'm going to scroll back up here so that I can get to the Hicks hardware. We're going to do the exact same thing. So click on the View Edit button, and the expense appears. And then for the payment date, enter the one that you saw on your bank feed when you went through this exercise. For me, it was June 27th. And then go ahead again and click that green Save and Close button once you have updated it. And now we are going to go back to the banking screen. So again, to do that, you will go on to the left nav bar, highlight over banking, click on banking, and you will see now they are finding the two matches that we just updated the dates for. So you're going to click on the checkbox next to both of those, and then you're going to click on the black accept button. As we said before too, you'll need to ask Craig about those remaining transactions, but for now, go ahead and click on the two that we just updated, click on the black accept button, and there you go. You have now processed the bank feed transactions. And if you have any questions about the QBO Gym, just go ahead and click on the link below in the description. Be sure to leave this session of the sample company open, as you will need it for the next exercise in the cardio section, which is all about converting an estimate to an invoice. And I will see you in that next video.